Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 5th of September. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer, and you're having trouble kicking start. You got the month wrong, now you're stumbling over your words.
You know what, and I had two double
doing?
espressos for breakfast this morning, as I always do, Gary. But
it was the scotch you had at that cocktail party on Saturday night that stayed in your system, I think, Phil.
what a week of entertainment.
It's been big, isn't it?
I'm looking forward
Lots
to
of things.
curling up on the couch tonight, Gary, and not going out because the last week has been frenetic. But I think we're going to call this edition, Gary, the mature edition. And we're going to dedicate it to Stephen, one of our longest serving and watchers of GPTV.
There's no chance it's going to be maturity. I just want to say that about last week's show. Firstly, I want to give compliments and I want to have some room for improvement. The compliments have to go to Simon Redomnik and to Elsa, because Simon and Elsa were fantastic. It was great to see them on the show. Thank you for being on the show and being the spark in what was otherwise an incredibly dull edition, because I got to tell you, I thought you were really flat and boring last week.
We got some great feedback
about
me.
This is what we've got. We've got an email saying you were smooth. Oh, you like this? Okay. So let's see.
Come on.
Okay, you were very smooth, mature, calm, sensible, informative, no nonsense. And here's the other thing I love. You were very senior citizen. Did you see that word that was stuck in there? So thanks for that, Stephen, and thanks especially for the senior citizen word. And you know, I think what happened was it was almost like, you know, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
You're still going, are you?
When that person had the lobotomy and then just became really boring, and they were really exciting before that. I reckon you were really boring last week. But Simon and Elsa, you were great. As for you, you got to take a hard look at yourself.
I thought I anchored that show really well. I thought it was a very mature kind of 7:30 report.
They were bursting to just, you know, have some excitement, and you just dulled the whole thing down.
You know, that's just so typical of you, hypercritical. When you're not there, the show is carried by me, and when you are here, the show is carried by me.
You were dragged along by Simon and Elsa.
You know what? You're a little bitch. That's all I can say. Just a little bitch.
I love it. Anyway, so much, Steve, so much for the version of us it's going to be mature, and I've got him back down the gutter within the first moments of the show, and that's how it should be. You know, fun and frivolity. And
shout out though to you, Stephen. We did see you at a function on Sunday night where you made a beeline to tell both of us that the show is either improved or gone backwards. I don't know. Well, but it was always good to see you, and thanks for watching.
I'm dragging it back into the gutter, into the immature, you know, moments of nonsense that it is. Let's talk about the market.
Viewers, in the interest of transparency, and we always talk about...
You know, I'm going to pick you up on that.
In the interest of transparency, for those viewers that watched the show last week, you'll know there was a conspicuous absence last week, not just of you from the show, but from the towers.
Yeah, how about those towers? They were like 9/11, mate. They were crashing down. No one saw anything.
We're not ready for a 9/11 joke, Gary, but the reality is last week there were no towers on the show because our clearance rate last week was pretty ordinary. The good news, viewers, is not only did we bounce back this week, but we did sell quite a number of properties that we passed in last week.
How was the clearance rate last week? How was those towers for last week? It was a shocking weekend, and I tell you what, he hit it very well. Some weekends can be like that. It was just a dog of a weekend, and we didn't really know what was going on. But this week, Phil, we can put the towers up because we're 82% against an industry average of 74%. So we're back in business, Phil, and as you've said, it was a good clean up through the weekend. In fact, there was a couple of just a few scattered properties that were passed in, and some that were ready to be re-auctioned that have been sold as well over the week. So I've had a pretty eventful week, actually.
Been a big week, actually.
Hey, happy Father's Day, mate.
Shout out to all of those fathers that came out to see our auctions on Father's Day. And a couple of fathers did get the ultimate present, Gary. You got socks, I got chocolates.
No, I didn't get socks.
Two lucky men got houses last Sunday.
They did. I didn't get socks.
What did you get for Father's Day?
I got golf balls, Phil.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a golf ball. So thanks to the kids for that.
Well, do you know what I got? I got a can of coffee beans.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And there's a kind of a whole story
in that.
We both
got what we love.
And I got some happy socks because these happy socks, a bit of a product placement there. Happy socks do make you feel happy when you look down and you see your socks and there's something smiley and happening on them.
And I think that's as a result of your GPTV unhappy edition last week, Philip. The kids thought you needed some cheering up, as did the wife. But let's talk about what's going on in the market, Phil, because a big weekend, 82%. We had, I came and checked you out in Brighton East in Hugh Street. Now, that was a thumping auction, wasn't it, Phil?
Gary, there's an amazing story to this because this property was sold 22 years ago.
It was indeed.
Where it achieved a princely sum of $240,000.
Well, there you go.
Viewers, the owners did nothing to this property. They had it rented out for the entire time, doing just basic maintenance. So from $240,000 to $1,600,000
$775,000. That's
22 years later. But there's a lovely story. Lovely story to this also, Gary, is that husband and wife own this property, and he went to an auction on that given Saturday 22 years ago. But she went to another auction 22 years ago on the basis that they wanted to buy one property, and they made sure that if they didn't get that one, they got this one, or at least gave themselves a chance. Having said that, telecommunications back then wasn't what it is.
Courier pigeons, wasn't it?
Wasn't what it is today.
There was no phone booth candy.
Lo and behold, the hammer went down on both properties. She bought one, and he bought the other.
Yeah, terrific.
And I've got to tell you, that did not make for a happy weekend 22 years ago.
Best mistake they've ever made, though, I bet.
Well, there's no question. I mean, that had a happy ending. But on that, I remember the week when it did cause a big problem because when you buy two properties instead of one, you're not necessarily geared up to be able to swallow those acquisitions. So did have a happy ending though. Great story.
Talking about happy endings, and that's a dangerous introduction, isn't it? How about 24 Clifton Street, Phil, and Caulfield East? That was a very, very popular property. We thought we might get interest in the range. In fact, we increased the range because we wanted to guide buyers to where we thought the interest was.
So can I just pick you up on this point, Gary? It's an interesting point because viewers, the way that we will conduct a marketing campaign is that we will set a 10% range at the start of the campaign where we think that it represents maximum interest in the property.
And where the vendor has indicated they'll consider selling.
Correct. Having said that, if the interest is really strong and we see that we've already got 3 or 4 parties, we will lift the range where necessary during the course of a campaign.
It's the responsible thing to do. So the range was 135 to 148. The reserve did sit within the range, Philip. We were given that on Saturday to our vendor that flew in. There was planes going everywhere because the vendor flew in from the Gold Coast. Or from Byron area.
And which is the Sunshine Coast, isn't it?
Well,
no, it's not. It's northern New South Wales.
Northern, so the vendor flew in from there. The buyer flew in.
Are you a Byron Bay fan?
No, but people are going to hate me for that because people love and swear by Byron. I've only been there once, and I didn't do my thing. I didn't do it for me.
Anyway, the buyer flew in from where?
The buyer
now
flew
that
in
we've
from,
established that you're not a Byron Bay fan? No,
not particularly. But people swear by it. Must be great.
Do you know what? We were there last year, and
Viva Las Vegas.
I could not see what the big rap for it was.
But you're going to lose viewers on that because people love it, and good luck if you enjoy it. Phil, buyer flew in from Hong Kong and was successful, paying $1,609,000 in an auction that saw us have 6 bidders. So
which
there are
was
properties
well in excess of the reserve.
Well over the reserve, which was within our range, Philip. So that was a hot auction with 6 bidders, Philip. Brighton Road, Elsternwick sold. Leo Samuel auctioned that one in the afternoon.
You've got to love that block, Gary. It's a really gorgeous block, and that part of Elsternwick, Ripon Lee is a really good location.
Sold for $655, significantly above, or not significantly, but above the range, Philip, which was also a popular auction. And then on Sunday, we're going to review this one in Satin Street because you auctioned that one. Tell us about that auction, Phil.
Well, Gary, we were quoting that in the range of 1.5 to 1.65. Went on the market and sailed all the way to $1,746,000.
There you go. Hey, do you remember that figure? How did you remember that figure? That's pretty good.
Do you know what? Because Gary, I was only there a couple of days ago. In fact, yesterday.
You can get the date wrong at the first opening of the show, which we had to redo.
Anyway, that was a really good result.
How many bidders?
We had 3 bidders.
Right.
4 bidders on that.
4 bidders going for it, Phil. Yep. Look, I think we should sometimes talk about the properties we pass here. We've been asked to do that. And there's an apartment that I reckon is a bit of a snap purchase.
Well, I reckon by the time this goes to air, Gary, that property will be sold.
$519,500 for a great apartment in Caulfield North.
And that's on the Kooyong Road Hill, which is between Alma Road and Dandenong Road, which means anybody buying this, Gary, whether to live in or for tenancy, is walking distance to the tram and Dandenong Road, the Malvern Railway Station and the Armidale Railway Station, and walking distance to Glenferrie Road and High Street Armidale. So it's a great location.
We got 505. The vendor's adjusted to 519.5. That's a buy.
Yeah, it is a screaming buy.
And the other great buy is the one we passed in Hawthorne Road, 5 at 305 Hawthorne Road in Caulfield.
Single-storey villa, almost impossible to get those under $1 million these days.
880 or maybe nearest offer, Philip. You never know. So that's a great opportunity. So don't think, viewers, if something passes in, there's something wrong with it. Sometimes that's where the best value can be, Phil.
Sometimes 4 weeks is just not long enough to find the right buyer at the right price.
It can be, Phil. this weekend. What a monster weekend we've got. Some
Gary,
fine offerings.
Well, we've got 18 auctions, and a lot of our viewers will know that 18 is a very lucky number in this part of the world, but also from an Asian perspective, Gary, that 8 is a very, very lucky number. That's why I've got my license plates 1818.
Very good.
Because
Phil.
if you look at
Spooky.
18 plus 18, what does that equal if you add them up?
Phil, it's very good, very lucky. You have the luck.
A lot of thought went into that.
I'll bet, Phil. We've got 18 auctions over 11 suburbs. We are covering such a wide area these days.
Yep.
I love it. I love the diversity of
and
that.
11, what's 11 in bingo?
11 is legs 11.
Legs 11.
And when you call legs 11, you have to make a little
and viewers, for those of you that do remember Gary and I running a bingo night as a charitable thing many years ago.
First came out, before pokies,
where we were running the bingo night, except I forgot to put the gate on that thing that you roll around, and in the RSL hole, all of those bouncing balls going under pensioners' seats.
It was really bad. And then we tried to make up for it running to get the balls. We started stepping on them, so then they wouldn't fit in the cage anymore.
Never got asked back to run a bingo competition ever again.
If you're going to run a bingo competition, keep the gate closed. Don't get Phil involved. Anyway, that's a funny story. I forgot about that. Phil, 18 auctions over 11 suburbs. We start off in Herbert Street. Nikki Janover has been having a ball marketing this property with me together and her team in Herbert Street. And this is a great apartment. I think it's an Ernest Fuchs block, Phil.
Well, you think it is, or you know it is, Gary?
Is it an Ernest Fuchs block? Yeah, Nikki's sitting over there. It's an Ernest Fuchs block, Philip, and this is an incredible apartment, oversized apartment with beautiful leafy aspects.
Firstly, how good is Herbert Street runs along the Botanic Gardens in
Botanic Gardens. St Kilda, Philip.
St Kilda.
With the program.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It's big. It's got great aspect, and certainly that building is a iconic looking building.
And I've got the sole billing at 10:30. It's the only auction on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Why don't you come down and visit, Phil?
I may well do that. Then again, Gary, I might just go out for a coffee instead.
You may well, and I'll return the favour either way or not in 51A Clonake Street in East Brighton, which is our only 11:30 auction for some strange reason.
What a stunning property this is. 3 bedrooms, 3 glorious bathrooms, a lock-up garage, another car space. It is just a stunning property. Look at that back room, that Kitchen Meals family room with those bifold doors opening around a private garden. Gary, you've got to love every inch of that property.
Great looking property. Philip, we move on to Ashgrove, one of our 3 12:30 auctions. Leor Samuel's the auctioneer for this one.
Gary, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, lovely renovated apartment, great entry into the market in Ashgrove, just walk to the tram in Glen Huntley Road.
Owned by an estate agent, Philip, and real estate agents only own good properties, don't they, Gary? So that's a ripper. Look forward to that auction. Philip, in Gardenvale Road, just up the road from Ashgrove, not far away, Jeremy Rosen's auctions for Adam Josky, this fine property. 2
bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, nicely renovated throughout, some beautiful polished timber floorboards there, Gary, a very spacious apartment.
My heart is always here in Alswick, Philip, where we are now, but before we talk about the property we're in, let's talk about this one in Trevarian Street, also just around the corner.
Gary, a hard to find purchase. This one, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, double tandem garage, single story villa, and it's the front one of only 2 and in a top street, Gary. Love this property. Great opportunity to buy a little home there with its own courtyard garden that faces north.
Something just over $1 million represents good value to me.
It does.
That property too. Phil, 8 at 349 Oron Road is part of our double auction action at 1:30 p.m. Jeremy Rosen's auctions is.
Gary, a very generous, look, we've called it a 1+ bedroom, but it could be really 2 bedrooms. You could change that around, I reckon, to be a 2 bedroom, but currently marketed as a 1+ study, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. And how good is that location? Walking distance to the groove of the Alma Village, where our office is. And I saw, by the way, Gary, I reckon Woolworths is just about to open.
Is that right?
I saw them fitting it out. I reckon it's any moment now. Hopefully we'll get an invitation to the Woolworths supermarket grand opening in Alma Road.
I'd love that.
Oron Road, actually.
That would be very special. Nikki Janover is excited about this property. We're doing more and more business in Queens Road and St Kilda Road, and we've got something incredible coming up. Just listed in Fitzroy Street.
I actually think we should open an office in St Kilda Road.
I reckon we should too.
I reckon that's...
Let's do it.
Let's have a chat about that.
Okay. Because maybe we've got a budding aspirant, a great... Because real estate agents watch this show. They don't like us to know. But we know a lot of them watch this
if
show.
You'd like to open an office in St Kilda Road under the Gary Peer and Associates label.
Yeah, and you're good.
Yeah, and you're good, and you're prepared to pay us a huge amount of money for the privilege of doing so. Just give us a call.
Doesn't have to be
in
huge.
the meantime, just come to the auction of this incredible 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom security building that has got absolutely everything that opens and shuts. And one of the joys about buying into a building like this, Gary, is the facilities that you get to enjoy. An indoor pool, a gymnasium, a tennis court, and a concierge service on the weekends. How good is that?
You will be on holidays all year round if you live in that property, Philip.
You would be, Gary.
We've got triple auction action at 2:30 Philip Gardenvale Road. If it's not sold, and it may well be.
May well be, Gary.
That's coming up at 2:30. Take us through that terrific home quickly.
Well, Gary, we love this home. It's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a beautiful swimming pool at the rear, polished timber floorboards, designer kitchen, plenty of off-street car parking, a great location, but may not make it to auction this week.
Vendor says sell and may have done that. Philip, Oakley Road, Carnegie. Leo Samuel is the Carnegie man, and
well,
he's
he
looking
is,
forward to this property.
He and his team are just doing the most remarkable job down there.
Yep.
How cool is this property? 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 beautiful lock-up garage, landscape courtyard gardens. Really is a stunning property, and a shout out to the vendor who really has done the most beautiful job on that home.
As Leo finishes in his heartland of Carnegie, Jeremy Rosens also concludes the day in his heartland of St Kilda. Philip, Waterloo. Great song for ABBA.
ABBA, yeah. In fact, one of their
Sophia,
all-time biggest hits, Waterloo.
It was.
Anyway, this has got nothing to do with ABBA.
I'm not sure if Waterloo, I think that was the song that launched them. That was the song that they took to the Eurovision contest that launched them. I think it was Waterloo.
And speaking of ABBA, if we can find the photograph of you,
don't do that.
me, Hannah, and Irene.
It's a very good story. It was my brother-in-law's 50th party. It was a 70s party, and we went as ABBA. It was very tragic. I hope we don't find that.
No, we've got to try and find that.
It's
photo.
terrible.
Really.
Anyway, the funny thing is, my father, God bless him, I was dressed up as Benny with the beard.
Well, you got to remember, he's talking to Irene.
Yeah, that's right. My father's talking to your wife, and I've got the Benny, beard on, and I'm talking to my dad for about 15, 20 minutes at this party. It's loud, and he's engaged in conversation. I walk away. Who did he say it to? I can't remember.
He says to Irene.
He says to Irene.
Who was that man?
It was that nice fellow. He didn't recognise me or know it was me talking to him. So if you want to fool your dads, just dress up as Benny from ABBA.
That was
a
really
classic
an all-time
moment.
gorgeous
very
classic
funny,
moment. Anyway, Waterloo, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, beautifully renovated throughout. It's a cracker of a property.
Waterloo and ABBA. Phil, we have double auction action on Sunday morning. We're starting off in Warrajar Avenue. I've got the opportunity to do an auction in Glahuntley. I love it there. One of 2 at 10:30 in Glahuntley.
Gary, this is a standout property. 3 bedrooms. It's a tremendous property. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 car parks in tandem. What a great spot and what a great property.
I'm very excited to be representing the vendor and auctioning that one, Philip. I love it in Glahuntley. As does Simon Dominic, because he's in Woodville Avenue, just up the road. We've got the W Streets in Glahuntley, Philip. Woodville Avenue, 3 at 2, also at 10:30.
Well, Gary, you can walk out of this property and walk straight into Mr. Brightside and have your breakfast and your lunch. And a shout out to the team at Mr. Brightside.
They're great.
Because it is a great
They
cafe.
do eggs.
And a great local cafe.
Yeah, landmark.
In fact, I reckon one of the best in the area.
It's a landmark, Phil.
3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, plenty of car parking here, Gary. And that is really a property that you can move straight into and not spend a cent. Feels absolutely brand new inside.
We joined forces on Sunday at 11:30 in Octavius Street, Philip. A little bit of a Latin theme coming through there, although it's not Latin style, is it? It's more of an Asian style property,
Well,
Philip.
I wouldn't say
Asian
this is really
infused flavour.
No, Gary, it's a beautiful, stunning contemporary home.
It's got that sort of Japanese
with
garden.
a Japanese overlay.
Okay.
This is 4 bedrooms, 2.5 magnificent bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. This home's actually, Gary, got one of the best entertaining areas that you'll find. It's got a lovely lounge room and a dining room, which got a warmth and intimacy, which means you'd use it. But then you've got this kitchen meals family room that is just a massive area overlooking the north-facing rear garden, which is the best aspect.
It is the best aspect. We did GPTV there. You did the boring edition when Simon and Elsa were great last week there. And Phil, that is a great home. We're looking forward to that. Very exciting.
So we're calling last week the boring edition,
well,
are we?
only because of you, not because of Simon and Elsa.
No, they're insulting to everyone.
It would have been the deathly boring if it was just you.
Gary, let's just move on. Sunday at 12:30.
One of 2 auctions.
Beautiful home, of course, at number 11 Seach Street in Caulfield South. 4 magnificent bedrooms, 2.5 glorious bathrooms, double lock-up garage, and a back garden that just goes on forever there, Gary. It's a tremendous property and a great location.
Can you buy anything around 250, 260, 270, 280, Philip, maybe you can buy this apartment. This is a great opportunity in that great price range.
One bedroom, one bathroom, one car space. A very, very good property, that, Gary, and very affordably priced.
And Graham Callan, good to have you as our auctioneer doing that one for us. We've got double auction action at 1:30 p.m. and this stately looking home on the west side of the street, Philip, in Cantala Avenue, one of the best streets in Caulfield North, in FNC as I like to call it, Philip.
Yes, you do like to say FNC quite a lot, Gary, but it's quite ridiculous. It does stand for Far North Caulfield, but the only people that ever laugh, the only person that ever laughs when you say it is you. It's 4 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking on a wonderful parcel of land that's 742 square metres approximately, but it's part of the Cantala estate, high on the hill, and a wonderful location.
Simon Redonic Auction's a great apartment. I've had some history with this building, Philip. In fact, I lived in that building. I don't mind saying 8 at 10 Crimea Street.
Let's go back further in time. Your parents built this block of apartments.
They did build this block of apartments. It was the only block of apartments that they ever built.
Yep. Well, if you only ever build one, you may as well build a good one.
They did.
And what a shame that it's still not all in the portfolio.
I know, a family. So anyway, come.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Look, it's raw and original, but in absolutely excellent condition.
Small block of 8, Phil, great location, and I think it's very well priced at $450 to $495.
It is.
And it must go on Sunday. We want it to anyway. Howard Road, Philip, is where we bring down the curtain, the best street in Caulfield, 54 Howard Road. Auctions at 2:30 if it's not sold prior.
Gary, we've got 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. It's been beautifully renovated by the current owners. They really have done the most incredible job. And it's just a home that you can move straight into. It obviously sits on a fabulous parcel of land.
That's the thing, Phil, isn't it? The land could be worth just as much as the house.
Well, that's the
free house
That's
here.
the interesting thing, Gary. You know, will it sell to somebody that wants the land, or will it sell to somebody that wants the house?
Or a bit of both.
The house, though, it's the most beautiful home.
It is.
Where the owners have just renovated it completely from top to toe. So it really is a turnkey solution to your housing needs. Having said that, land in Howard Road does sell at a premium. So will it be the home or will it be the land? Stay tuned.
Talking about beautiful homes in the streets, Phil, does it get much better than where we are here in the heart of Elsternwick?
Gary,
just move to the side a bit.
Have a look at that, viewers. Have a look at that
pool.
Let me just summarise number 48 Parnell Street in Elsternwick, Gary. This is the ultimate family package. This is the home that has absolutely everything. This is the Club Med of Elsternwick. You buy this home, you'll never need to go on another holiday, because being here is like being on a holiday, Gary. 24/7, 365 days a week. This home is the ultimate package because it sits on almost 1,150 square metres of prime north facing Elsternwick land. Keep in mind, viewers, that a standard size block in Elsternwick is about 650 square metres, so we've got a huge amount of land. Then the house, Gary, situated over 3 floors, is incredible. In fact, this is probably one of the largest yet most intimate homes that you'll ever see.
I think it's the best house offered in Elsternwick this year. I don't think there's been a better offering than this, Philip, if I'm thinking back. Well, it's as good as it gets. It'll probably be the best. I mean, I think it's Elsternwick's best offering in 2017.
Gary, a formal lounge room, a formal dining room, a home office with access to the street. Then you come back into the kitchen meals family room, which is palatial in size.
Indeed.
And sitting behind us is, of course, that incredible indoor swimming pool, complete with toilet and shower facilities, complete with sauna. Then you go upstairs, as if one sauna wasn't enough, Gary. Upstairs in the main bedroom suite, which is like checking into the suite of a luxury hotel that also has its own sauna. So not one sauna, but 2 saunas here. Upstairs on the top level, we've got this incredible billiard stroke games room. You've got a room at the front which you have to go across a bridge to get to.
I love that.
I'm totally in awe and totally in love with this house.
Well, it is the sort of home that you fall in love with, Philip. And of course, what about the location? It's a great street. Big land, right side of the street, great schools around you, Wesley over there, Yovana over there, other schools easily accessible to here. And how about Glen Huntley Road now? I mean, that just keeps getting better and better. One restaurant better than the next all the time.
Glen Huntley Road is, of course, underpins the heart of Elsternwick. But when you live in Parnell Street, it's an easy walk to Glen Huntley Road. But the hidden secret here, Gary, is you can also walk to Gardenvale Road, which becomes Martin Street in Brighton.
You've got the station there.
And I've got to tell you that precinct, I mean, we had lunch the other day at Sun's Mary,
How
which
good
was
that?
Unbelievable.
Fantastic.
So you've got cafes on your doorstep, you've got train stations on your doorstep, you've got Glen Huntly Road on your doorstep.
You're going to have 4 more, I think, screens at the Classic Cinema. They're just redoing that.
How good's that?
So I don't know, 5 or 6 wasn't enough. You'll have 9 or 10 now.
Yep.
This is a great location to live in. Nowhere have I lived more in my life than Elstonwick, so I can endorse it firsthand. A must-see property. Philip, this one comes up on the 17th of September at 3:30 p.m. if not sold prior.
Gary, it was a big week, both in auctions, but a big week coming up. Are you ready for spring? Are you in training? Are you fit? Are you healthy? Is your diet proper?
No. But am I fit and healthy? I mean, am I fit? Look, I'm healthy, you know. I don't know how fit I am. You're fit and healthy. So between us, we're fit and healthy. But there's lots going on, Philip. Spring is here.
Spring has sprung, viewers. We're excited. We've got September, October, November, half of December. Then it's all over till February of, wait for that, 2018.
That came quickly, didn't it? Came around quickly, Philip, but it's all good and it's all happening on GPTV. Properties for sale in the area. We'll keep telling you about them and we'll see you next week. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.